Hey everybody, in this head-to-head video, I'll be comparing the spells Wall and Fog from Frostgrave 2nd edition. Hey everybody, I'm Alan with Bricks and Blocks Gaming, the channel that plays tabletop games using toy bricks and blocks and discusses the rules and strategies to build the foundation for those games. Battlefield manipulation can be an important part of a successful game of Frostgrave. One of the best ways to do this is to block line of sight. The spells Wall and Fog both do a good job of preventing your opponent from seeing different parts of the battlefield, but the two spells do this in different ways. So for this video, I'll be looking at the objective information about these two spells, comparing this information to see if they are balanced, discuss how school alignment affects their casting numbers and their balance, discuss some other variables to consider, and give my final opinion about these two spells. It's now time for Wall and Fog to go head-to-head as we get to the bricks and blocks of these two spells. Both Wall and Fog create something that's 6 inches long and 3 inches high that blocks line of sight. They both have a chance of disappearing on a roll of a 1 to 4 at the end of a turn, and they're both tied for the lowest casting number spells in their respective schools. Some advantages of Wall are it not only blocks line of sight, but it must be climbed to get past, and it will never disappear on the turn it was cast. Some advantages of Fog are that it's 1 inch thick, while Wall has no significant thickness. It has a range of 24 inches instead of 10 inches, and its casting number is 8 instead of 10. Taking a look at these advantages, Fog's extended range, while it's welcome, isn't always necessary, as a board that's densely packed with terrain often won't take full advantage of the spell's 24-inch casting distance. With Wall being completely impassable and its ability to force figures to go over or around it, it's more powerful than just blocking line of sight, and the fact it never disappears the turn it was cast adds some reliability. So in my opinion, Fog having a casting number that's too lower than Wall's is justified, and I believe that it balances these two spells out nicely. But while the range, solidness, and slight end-of-turn reliability factor of these two spells will never vary, the casting number will, depending on your wizard's school of training. So if Wall having a casting number that's too higher than Fog is balanced, then for the schools that are more closely aligned to Wall, which are the Elementalists, Chronomancers, and Soothsayers, having the same casting number for these two spells makes Wall a better choice for these wizards. And for the schools more closely aligned to Fog, which are Witches, Illusionists, and Necromancers, having a casting number 4 lower than Wall makes Fog the better choice for these wizards. There are a few other variables to consider with these two spells. Fog really shines against opponents that like to camp from vantage points to cast spells and fling arrows, while Wall shines against aggressive opponents that like to charge across the battlefield. One additional thing to consider when selecting starting spells is the other options available from these spells' respective schools. With Wall being an elementalist spell, if you're really wanting to take something that can inflict some direct damage, like many of the other options available from the school, then Wall might not even be an option for you, and Fog would be a great choice. And with Fog being a witch spell, a school with some powerful out-of-game spells, if you don't have any other out-of-game options, you might want to skip Fog so you can take one of the 3 before-game spells the witch school offers, and select Wall as your battlefield manipulation spell. Looking over all the factors I've laid out, I believe Wall and Fog are both great spells that are very well balanced and can create some healthy decision making when trying to pick between the two of them. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are about these two spells, perhaps if you prefer one over the other, or if you have anything to add to my assessment. I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to click like, add a comment, or subscribe so you can keep up with all the content that I'm releasing. And with that, I'm Alan with Bricks and Blocks Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.